Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope your day is going better than fantastic. And I hope your journey to self-betterment is going better than fantastic as well. And I do hope during this time of year you are doing something nice for yourself. It can be difficult and one might feel lonely. And like no one cares about you. Especially if you just realized your family is full of narcissists. And or you just left a relationship where you believe your spouse was or is a narcissist. It can be really difficult emotionally for you to be in your own skin and sit with yourself in your own silence. And that's something I'm going to talk about in the video after this one. Because I think it's important. Because we all have moments and times where we just don't know what to do with ourselves and are indeed lonely. It's normal to feel that way. And it's a part of being a human being. A human being that has gone through some things. So this is something I do want to talk about. But before we do that, I wanted to make a video today. To talk about something else very very important. You see, when we talk about narcissism or narcissistic mistreatment, there are many moving parts. And this narcissism finds its way into a great many areas of life. It's kind of like how the mythical creature, or some that believe it's a real creature. I don't really know if it's real or not. But the creature we call Bigfoot has so many different names all over the world. But when you look at the descriptions, they all appear to be talking about the same creature. No matter where it's at. It appears they all have the same stories of this creature dating back hundreds of years ago. And though they have different names, it seems to add up to basically being the same creature. With little differences here and there. Well, we see here there are many different content creators in many different fields of content. That talk about a variety of topics and from different points of view. But there appears to be one common theme in these videos is they talk about a person creating chaos and doing evil in another's life. That mimics what we know as a narcissist and what a narcissist does. No matter if you agree with their stance on all of their information. If you just take a moment and take a step back and listen to what they are saying and talking about, you quickly understand the behaviors they are talking about are those of a narcissist. Well, there are those that have what I call an it factor. What is this it factor? Well, first off, there are many of us that talk about narcissists and what they do and how we can better navigate this world in possibly another way. It is what it is. And though we are talking about narcissism, we are mainly trying to help out those that have been affected by this mistreatment. And also some of us that are in a roundabout way warning the average person to not allow themselves to be drawn into or seduced by the narcissists wanting to get them to live their way of life. So by doing so they will walk down a dead-end road that will leave them happy and unfulfilled. Because there are those out there that are narcissist lights. They have the ability of self-reflection. Some are more limited than others. And some can see what's going on very clearly and make positive changes once the narcissistic lie is pointed out to them. Now, with that being said, there are some content creators that have the it factor enough where they can stand in a nest full of narcissists and easily make the narcissists look wrong. Which we know the narcissists are wrong. However, we know getting in the middle of things with the narcissist isn't the best place for the average person to be. Because narcissists are extremely skilled at making you look like the bad one. They know what buttons to push and they've been doing this for a long time. So most give the advice. If you believe you are dealing with a narcissist, and especially if it's the beginning stages of getting to know this person, do not call this person out on their manipulative ways. Don't call this person a narcissist. Don't tell them what's on your mind. Because it won't cause or spark a change in this person if they are a narcissist. And by the way, it's not your job to find out if they are or not. But you calling this person out won't spark a change in them. However, what it will likely do is cause a narcissistic injury to this person, and now all this narcissist will be thinking about night and day is getting you back. It doesn't matter if it's today or tomorrow. They will try something. And this could really put you in a not so good spot, so to speak. Because the things that narcissists are capable of are the worst of the worst. If you think of something terrible a narcissist is capable of, your thoughts have likely not scratched the surface of what the narcissist is capable of. So most that speak about dealing with toxic people recommend to back away slowly. Much like you would if you came upon a very powerful looking dog. That is a breed that you might be scared of. Don't run. Because it will likely chase you down and try to bite. But to slowly back away while keeping the dog in your sight without looking it in the eye. And don't turn your back until you've slowly backed away far enough the dog is now out of your sight. This is usually the best way to deal with a narcissist once you figure out what and who they are. Don't get in a screaming match. Don't tell them what you think about them. And even if things didn't go completely bad or wrong, but you just got a bad vibe, and you're getting much better with in regards to trusting your gut instincts. Maybe they were doing the love bombing in such a way that you know this is going down the road of the narcissist. And you see where they are now treating others poorly. And you realize it's only a matter of time before the love bombing ends and they start to mistreat you. It's usually not best to tell this person, you know, I see that you're coming on strong with me. And mistreating others. And I know it's a matter of time before you start mistreating me. So that's why I'm breaking up with you. Or that's why I don't want to spend any more time with you. No. No. That won't make things better. It won't change them, and if anything it can trigger a narcissistic injury in this person and make them come after you in not such a good way. However, there are a select few content creators that are standing in this nest of narcissists. True real deal narcissists. Flinging the narcissist's metaphoric arrows down to the ground. And the reason why they appear to be doing this is they know that these narcissists have taken hold of society in many areas and creating narcissist lights in the process. And it appears to be their goal to change the tide a little bit. And drop some truth into the lives of these people that are narcissist lights. And getting to some before they can go the direction and route of becoming a narcissist light. And again they are standing in the nest or den of the narcissist, and they are knocking down every narcissistic attack almost effortlessly. And it goes back to this it factor. And I believe in life we all have a purpose. We all do. And some are chosen to go a bit deeper into tackling certain problems than others are. And it doesn't make you or I less important. It just means we are different or have different tasks in providing help to others along this journey of recovery and rebuilding. But some appear to be picked. Divinely picked. To handle these problems. And nope. I'm not going to give out any names. If you are looking at different content you will spot them. And they will be the most unlikely characters. Because I believe God can pick who He chooses to pick. Some might appear to be more worldly and harsh with their words. But these select few might be what God chose at this time to complete a certain task. You might be here to talk about how you were able to rebuild your life after dealing with a narcissist. And this other person's task might be able to sit in the center of a bunch of narcissists of the world. While they go after them. Winning, winning and winning. Meanwhile these select few are able to get a great many to see the lie of the narcissist and pull them back to the light. It's kind of interesting. For those of you that are believers. When Jesus arrived on the scene, many scoffed because he didn't show up as a mighty figure like David did. But how people quickly forgot that David originally was just a young shepherd before he became this mighty figure. But it was so hard for people to wrap their mind around Jesus was who he said he was. Because to them he didn't fit what they thought the Savior would show up to look and act like. Our ways are not God's ways. And God's ways are not our ways. So God can pick someone that appears to be worldly, and someone that might be a bit harsh, to sit and talk to narcissists night after night, within hopes of exposing the lie of the narcissist, and hopefully bringing people influenced by this lie back to the light? I would say yes. I don't claim to know who is chosen for what task. But I do know that God can choose anyone for anything He chooses. And it might be someone we least expect. But with that said, there are a couple of people that are literally sitting in the nest of narcissism, and the metaphoric arrows are just flying in all directions but not touching these people. And as a result, many are waking up to the lie. You hear people say they were going down a bad road, that they knew was wrong. But they kept going down it because this person in society said it was good, and that person in society said it was good. But all they were seeing as a result was a bad ending. And now they are talking to this person exposing the lie. And now they are choosing to go in the direction where there is light instead of darkness, and their life is much happier. You see, the narcissist trick is much like Satan in the Garden of Eden. The trick was to attempt to convince Eve that there was a better deal than what God had so freely and lovingly given. And then to get Eve to convince Adam. And the trick Satan used was that of the promise of a better life, when in reality by default they had the best life possible. Well, the narcissists that reach to the heights of the influencers of society, they don't just use their tricks on a one-on-one basis. They use it on a massive scale. Think about that narcissist that became friends with your spouse. Maybe you had a good relationship, and your spouse became friends with the new next-door neighbor, or the new person at work. This person came along doing all the things one would think about in regards to being a good friend. In fact, they went overboard. But then something happened very under the radar. They slowly started to put seeds of doubt in your mind about you and your spouse's relationship. This pumped you up to get you to think you can do better. Maybe your spouse, though, is a very responsible person. They make a few $1,000s a year less than you do. And this so-called friend pumps you up to think that you are missing out on this grand life out there of trips and parties. And though your spouse is hard-working and decent, that they are somehow holding you back from this so-called wonderful life. And they do this so slowly and over a long period of time. You don't even realize they are doing this to you. And you think that these thoughts are your own thoughts. Before you know it, you are headed for divorce and cheating that you feel is justified. All to have this so-called better life. And now, many of these people that bit of this apple have a story to tell. That it was all a mistake and they regret their life choices. Now think about it for just a moment. This so-called friend that seemingly on purpose led you and who knows who else to a breakup and or a divorce to chase this mythical lifestyle. What do you think this person would do if they had an important job of a societal influencer, such as a movie maker or someone that produced television commercials or television shows? That's right. They would likely make shows and movies and commercials that would possibly work on your thinking and thoughts about how you choose to live your life. So it will direct you down the path of narcissism and narcissistic behavior. And it appears some of these content creators that are able to sit in the den of narcissism unfazed and untouched. It appears they get it, and they understand these things. There appears to be a shift, a big shift. And most people aren't cut out to do what these select few are doing. They are quick on their feet and the tricks of the narcissist don't appear to work on them. With that being said, don't feel like you are doing less because you aren't doing what they are doing. Don't feel that way. What they are doing only a very, very small few can do. That's why I stay in my lane. And I'm okay with that. And I see those that can sit in the den of the narcissist and win. And I just grin and smile. Because I see what is happening. The tide is changing. People are starting to see these individuals and their various systems for what they really are. You see, in any area of life, if there is enough toxic stuff going on, People will just walk away and go somewhere else, just like I mentioned about backing away, which by and large is the best way to remain safe. However, if let's say at a particular job or company, if one decent person leaves, and another, eventually that company will become saturated with narcissism and narcissists. Because all of the decent people have left, and the few decent ones that come and go and are used for narcissistic supply. Well, this can happen anywhere. And let's say you have decent people in the movie industry, and they end up working for people trying to put out movies and television shows promoting what they think to be toxic. And the work they are trying to put out that promotes good tends to get shelved. Eventually they will leave. And they might go and do a regular job away from the movie industry. Well, what happens if an environment is so toxic most decent people leave? You have no balance, and you have, theoretically speaking, narcissists running the show. And just like the narcissist slowly putting in your mind to dump the spouse that loves you, they might get you to think, oh, you're 20-something. What are you doing? You need to live it up. Or travel more, or do this or that more. If this narcissist had control over the television shows and movies you watch, it's likely the same message and same way of slowly getting you to doubt things in your life would be pushed. And again, it appears that these few people that appear to have the it factor get and understand this. And they are undoing a lot of these lies and under the radar messages that have been pushed on a great many. So with that being said, take a careful look around. And if you come across some of these people, take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Though they might not be what you see as good, or whatever, ask yourself, how are they able to stand in the den of narcissism and do a good job? Help others, and the narcissist's metaphoric arrows go right past them. It's truly interesting to watch. A shift appears to be happening, people. A good shift appears to be happening. At least within regards to learning and understanding the lie of narcissism. But I would like to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments section below. With that said, I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.